Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. Keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully Enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, in these ongoing meditation sessions, we mainly try to share some basic information for ourselves to have a very solid, clear spiritual foundation. So when it comes to yourself, always remember, you have to question again and again that your interest, your desire, your wanting with the meditation practice. And at the same time, we always have to remember, we don't have much time in this life because it is inevitable that the stopping part, we can't stop. It's keep going. It's just a one-way journey. And at the same time, you have to remember, maybe we don't have the opportunity in the future like this. And things can change overnight. So then always you have to be very clear with your inside. Even though you have many other activities in your life, for yourself, you have to be very clear what you want out of this life. And as you know, this life we can't freeze in any point. Maybe we go through happiness, we go through unhappiness, sadness, worry, joy, satisfaction. And we think, oh, I want to change this. I want to hold it to this. I want to keep repeating this. But it's not going to happen. It's unstoppable. And at the same time, there is a possibility you can change. You can change the future, not the past. But if you look very carefully, if you try to change your past, what happens? You put your life in a very risk. The most of people get into troubles, difficulties, failures because they try to change their past. They can't. So we can't. I can't, you can't do that. Don't try to change your past and accept it and learn the lesson and have a very clear understanding regarding the moment that you have today, and then see what you want out of it, and then according to that change your future. So that will help you to gain the best out of your life. There are three things. Sometimes you can think, oh, I got it. And maybe you think, I want it. And at the same time, there is a point we sometimes say, I don't know. Those are the three things we depending. I got it, I want it, or I don't know. So then, what you got and to go to what you want, the point you hold, I don't know, you have to make it very clear. Because when the don't know part become more bigger, the what you want to get going to become so hard. But if you look what you got, will help you to minimize the point I don't know. It make you more clear to know about you something. That will make easy for you to get what you want. Or maybe you will change the course. And then you change the direction and say, no, I don't want it, I want this. So that also kind of like a success that you reaching to your finish line. Because the failures sometimes give us the best lessons. And sometimes that the wrong path will take us to the right direction. So somehow you have to have a very clear understanding regarding the life you spend, the time that you have, and make it more profitable to you and for others. Because sometimes that we always spend the time for outside world, and we always make other people happy, and we sometimes give our whole life believing that outside can help for us, and end of the day your inside can be so dark. So don't allow it to happen. This life is not just to depend from something. And at the same time, this life is not independent. This life is not depending from something or depending from others always. And this life is not independent. You cannot separate from others and believe, oh, I am independent, I'll do whatever I want, this is my life, like that. This life, you have to bring it to a point to perform in a very interdepending platform. So interdepending platforming, you depending from others, others depending from you. That is where you can come to well profitable lifestyle. If you depending from others, it's going to become a problem for other people. If you become independent, it take you to egocentric life, and it become more difficult for you. But when you come to interdepending lifestyle, You develop the skills, and at the same time, you develop the sharing and caring. So that makes you a more better person. And once you have it, it will take you to more have a more awareness, because now you're depending from others, and at the same time you have to have a choice. So that mental attitude take you to kind of like to have a very paradigm shift. So the paradigm shift, it's kind of like a fundamental change happening in you. So it happens when you engage with others. When you start to share your life with others. So through meditation, deeply, we're going to have that kind of paradigm shift regarding our own self-understanding, and at the same time, in your social life, that going to change your life and bring some kind of comfort, safety, and you become more useful person to outside world. So the paradigm shift is a kind of like a way, then you start to look in a different way. So in the beginning, with the tranquility state, we develop one-pointness and awareness, tranquility state, and focus to primary mental object, and develop the sati, or the awareness. And little by little, we bring a collective awareness to have the clarity regarding primary mental object. So that way, you have to separate from everything. So when you focus to something, what happens? You have to let go all other things. So that's why the tranquility meditation little bit difficult, but it develop a kind of like a well-balanced mind in the beginning. So once you have that, what happens? When the mind become more balanced, clear, sharp, and out of that balance, rather than staying there, we develop the vipassana. So the vipassana is a kind of like, it open to everything. So you have to understand the character, the behavior of the awareness. So the tranquility state bring everything together and place it into one point. And once you have that balance, in the vipassana level, you open to everything. And you use all the methods. It's like how the goldsmith examine the gold. Gem cutter examine a gem. Rubbing, brushing, touching. So do this everything. So same like in the vipassana level, rather than staying in tranquility state, that all the informations come to you, or whatever happen in you, you have to deeply recognize, observe thoroughly, vigorously, recognize, examine. And that way, on the surface level, in a conventional life, what you see going to totally become different. That is where the paradigm shift happened. Because in this very conventional level, that what we see, it is very solid, balanced. and it's look like permanent. But when it comes to the vipassana level, you start to understand there is no balance like this. Everything kind of like a liquid. This everything is kind of like a flux. Everything changing. So once you come to that understanding, the way the point of view going to change. So in the social life, in conventional life, how this paradigm shift works? I give a simple example. So it's like this. In a railway station, there were some few passengers waiting for the train. So then one father with two children came to the platform, and the father sat in one place. So these two children start to play. And then it's kind of like a 4 years, 5 years, around like that. So then by the time what happened, it start to disturb to all other passengers. But the father was sitting and didn't respond to that. Didn't tell, oh, don't disturb, don't play, don't shout. Because that's what we think. You should do that way. You interfere, and it is your child. You have to take care, or you have to tell, behave well. And so then all the passengers start to get irritated, and then start to react in a different way, just putting some attitude to the father. Why you don't tell your children to behave well? And he was just sitting, And then one person came and told, hey, mister, your children disturb to these people. Can you advise them to behave well? And the person looked at him and told, oh, of course, I am very sorry. I understand that. But, I don't know what to tell to them. And this person got a little bit disappointed and asked, what does that mean? Then that father told, I came from hospital. My wife, this children's mother, died. And they don't know that their mother died. And I'm trying to explain to them. Because when I go home, they ask their mother, I don't know what to tell. I just came from hospital. And by hearing that, all the passengers got shocked. And even this person is speechless. The idea about the children and the idea about their comfort, that everything shift to something. But in the beginning, that whatever the feelings they had about the child, it is common. Nothing wrong with that. You will do the same thing, maybe. You will feel the same, kind of like it's a disturb. But in the beginning, it is a common level of experience, but we didn't have the opportunity go beyond and see what happened, exactly what happened. We don't have that wisdom. Why? Because we just have the common level of response. And we have the common level of connection with the things. So when you develop the meditation, what happens? It start to uplift your awareness, and you can see from a different angle. As soon as possible, you will touch it. And that is where your point of view going to change. And another incident. It was a very cloudy, gloomy evening and a little bit raining. And this happened in the middle of the London. Little bit raining. And then one person just got into the bus. So inside the bus, people, a little bit scold and silence, and people, after work, they tired and they got little bit, kind of like their own privacy. And there's some people checking the phone, some people look outside the window, some people keep thinking, And this person jumped inside the bus and told, "Oh, what a beautiful day." And everybody got, disappointed, in this gloomy, the rainy, cold, dark evening. This guy came inside the bus and told, "It's a beautiful day." And then people start to react. It's a kind of like a funny. So then one guy asked, what is that beauty that you try to explain? And then this guy told, 15 years, one of my eye was blind. And today I had my surgery, and this is the day now I can see with my both eyes. By hearing that everybody inside the bus start to change their point of view. So that change is irreversible. And at the same time, it brings the touch, is communion, bring together, not separation. So through the meditation and through the vipassana, this is what happens. When you experience this everything together, it brings the paradigm shift rather than separating from things. Find your own privacy, or find your own personal place. Rather than that, you start to into the existence. You start to experience everything together. That's a beautiful experience. But most of time, even in day-to-day life, even not about in the deeper, in the vipassana level, even in a very conventional level, we don't have that wisdom. That's why even by hearing these two examples, you may understand as ordinary people how we react to just the situations. But sometimes the other person is in a totally different side. So then in day-to-day life, what you experience in your personal life, that what you go through and what you think and whatever the ideas you develop regarding the outside world, how you know it's exactly the right situation, or are you missing something? If you miss something, so whatever the decision you take, so whatever the viewpoint you develop, It's not going to be right. So then out of that view, the whatever your bodily, verbally, mentally actions you perform is not going to be work. That is the mess that we go through. So then it is very important, it is very necessary for ourselves to develop this wisdom, even to have a very conventional, comfortable, conventional life. And through that comfort, and it brings the ability for you to understand each other, share your life, each other, because this life is interdepending life. In that platform for yourself to have that wisdom is very necessary. So then always remember from today, when you start to make a decision, don't just caught up with your own mental view. At least try to step back a little bit. Take a moment. Maybe you think, oh, it's exactly what I think is exactly right. Maybe you think like that, but take a little step back. That is what it gives through the meditation. You start to learn to observe. You, rather than putting your decision on experience, you cut off your decisions and your mental view, but you silently start to observe. And once you have it, even in day-to-day life, you come to a point, you become more into experience, but you're not into reactions. But today, look ourselves. And without experience, sometimes we react. Without knowing what it is, we just react. By hearing, sometimes we react to things. So this is what in the beginning, it's for you. Because whatever the lives you build, remember, it is only for you. You can't give it to children. You can't build a life for your husband or for your wife. You can't do it. You can't build a life for your children. You can't do. They will change everything from top to bottom. When they have opportunity, they will change everything. You can't build a life for other people. They have no idea about whatever the life that you go through. When they have the opportunity, they will change everything. So then, remember, this is for you. So once you develop that wisdom in you, it makes you more profitable person to yourself. So then that gaining that mental clarity, and when you have the opportunity to share your life, when you have that understanding, when you have the deeper change in you, that's going to become one of the great profitable skill that you gain. So through the meditation, we cultivate it little by little, little by little, little by little. So then when you observe the inhalation, exhalation, that's why I always mention, remind you, don't interfere with that. So because that will help you to step back and stay without reacting to whatever you experience. So in the beginning, even though it is hard, difficult, by the time you can learn it as an art. So once you develop it, and then you recognize, even though in the moment you experience this, by the time that everything that you experience has a connection. That's why you understand the causality, cause and effect, dependent origination. That's why you start to see in the bigger picture how things come to be as they are. So when you see and you start to become more and more and more back up from the situation and start to recognize it, rather than into situations, jump into the middle of the situations, you start to back up even inside your own mind. That is a skill. So with that, let's try a little bit. So bring your right palm to your left and keep your back straight, neck hip straight in one line. And be comfortable with your posture. And scan head to toes 3 times yourself and say Suapateva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment. This is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalations and exhalations. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. And when it happens, just recognize inhalation as inhalations, exhalations as exhalations. Do nothing extra. Bring your attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also, as far as you can, through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away. Already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside. To your left side. And to your right side. Downward. And upward. To all six directions at once. Like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha. And also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ettavatachamehi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Imaya dhamma nu dhamma patipattiya buddhang pujemi dhammang pujemi sanghang pujemi Addaya imaya patipattiya jati jara vyadi maranam ha paribunjissami idang me punya kammang asavakkaya vang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.